All right, now, once again, we have exclusive footage from Don't Tread on Me the movie in the third and final installment of our interview with State Representative Charles Key, who talks about restoring the federal government to its rightful place.
This is what I really hope, that this federal tax escrow account legislation, as it's sometimes referred to, I hope that it fixes the problem before we even have to fully enact the law. And that would be the best scenario, is if you have a number of states, just like have filed and passed the 10th Amendment resolution, when we have, and I believe we will, I'm hopeful that we will, when we have a large number of states, it doesn't have to be a majority, but it could be, that file legislation like this and start seriously considering it, and maybe some of those states start enacting it, then we'll start a real dialogue with the federal government and get them back in their proper role, without having to actually enact the law itself. And that's really what we all want. We really want to straighten out the federal government. We want to correct their behavior. We want to get them back in their proper constitutional role. And that's what this legislation and all of the other legislation similar to it is all about. It's about getting the federal government back in its proper role. And so I'm hopeful that it will do that before we have to actually start getting into some kind of a battle with them. I don't mean a physical battle, but actually, battle it out through the court system, the political system, and hold monies back and get into a posture like that. I don't think the federal government really wants to do that, because they certainly don't have the law on their side, and they don't have the people on their side on this issue, and they'll lose that battle.
Don't Tread on Me the movie is due out later this spring. You're not going to want to miss that. All right, now in each of the last 3 weeks, we have shown you exclusive footage from the Biometrics conference that I attended in Washington, D.C. We've looked at equipment that will soon be utilized at airports and local police stations. Now in our third installment of our coverage, we look at the correlation between technology and government.
Many of you may not know this, there's a very, very tight connection in science and technology between justice, DHS, and DoD right now. So as the different modalities come forward, and hey, this works really cool, this is fast, this is accurate, this can be expandable, that's shared among the three major players almost near time.
For those people who are requesting entree, for whatever reason, into this nation, to our homeland, we need to know, are they represented anywhere else in that database with something that could be an adverse indicator? I would like to know that personally.
The technology is out there, technology's caught up. I think it's exploded thanks to a lot of the industry and how much the industry has grown over this time period. So the technology's there, it's a matter of putting forward the processes and the business rules and so on.
You have to build the databases to make them worthwhile. So if we don't have consistency in collections and sharing of those primary modalities, I think that's where we fall short.
Once again, we have not done a good job of putting biometrics as a good news story. We have put it as a bad news story in this country. It's there to catch bad people. It's not there to protect good people. So when you're coming up to people to try to, get their biometrics, wait, what have I done wrong? Fingerprints? I'm in trouble, I'm going to jail. That's what people have in the back of their mind. We haven't done a good job of saying grabbing your fingerprints or iris is going to protect you. That's not the story that this country tells, back in in everybody's home.
The wild thing about this conference was that they forced me to get permission from every single speaker to record them on video. Okay, those people that you saw in that clip, they were government employees on the public clock. Okay? Now, in some cases, they actually refused me permission to record. And that footage you saw, we shot it anyway. Okay, we recorded it at our own risk. You see, here's the irony, okay? These are the government employees on the public clock who want to identify you without your permission, okay? These are the people that want to identify you, and they're telling me not to put them on camera. Absolutely insane. The hypocrisy from those people, absolutely overwhelming. It just blows my mind. Anyway, I'm getting on a tangent here because it's rather upsetting. Now, it's clear, however, from a technology implementation standpoint that biometrics is not where it needs to be for widespread implementation. I mean, I sat at the table with these people from the Department of Defense and had lunch with them and talked with them. Members from the professors from the University of Notre Dame, in fact, told me that the biometrics technology is not perfect. It has flaws. It can be easily bypassed. Now, you heard the gentleman in the clip at the panel say that we've not done a good job of presenting biometrics as a good thing. It is presented as a way to catch bad people, and that is why people are resistant to its use. Now, I really believe that you could likely see a change in strategy as far as how they market enrollment into these databases as a way to protect good people. I mean, what you saw there was actual footage of them explaining how to market. That was a Department of Defense contractor, employee, telling the industry individuals how to market the biometrics technology using classic Orwellian newspeak. You saw it. Okay, now, 3 weeks ago, I warned you that this technology might soon be coming to your police department. Well, it looks like it's already arrived in Colorado.
This technology, you can never release the wrong person. The last thing they do on their way out the door is making sure that that iris matches that person's.
Fighting crime with brand new biometric technology, the high-tech ID system making its first appearance in Colorado law enforcement. Thanks for staying with us. I'm Ron Zapola.
And I'm Deborah Takahara. The Arapahoe County will be the first agency in Colorado to begin identifying criminals by scanning their eyes.
That's right, Deb. Despite fears of Big Brother from critics, the technology has proven far more reliable than any other ID system. New tonight, Fox 31's Dave Young is live in Arapahoe County with how the analysis works. Dave?
Yeah, Ron, pretty soon when you're booked into jail here, you'll be more than just photographed and fingerprinted. The office here was one of just a handful of more than 3,000 in the country to win part of this federal grant to roll out this new system that definitely puts the eye in ID.
This device analyzes a human iris, which has 235 identifying points of reference versus a fingerprint 65. It provides a 12 times more accurate ID.
Fingerprints change, but irises stay stable throughout your life, which is why it's a great biometric to identify somebody with.
Lawton helped develop this new technology. A federal grant allows Arapahoe County to be first in the state to apply it to law enforcement. A deputy helps demonstrate how it works.
He won't tell us who he is. The camera is taking a digital photograph of his eyes. Saturation, the focus, the quality. The camera is talking to him, telling him whether or not he's in range. In 6 seconds, the information has come back that this is who he is.
In government studies so far with more than 2 million cross matches, there's never been a false positive.
After initial testing, Arapahoe County will share the technology with other law enforcement agencies, sharing criminal and inmate ID records.
And particularly after we've done it for a period of time, after a year, we will have upwards of 20,000 inputs into this database.
It'll also be used to track missing kids and seniors.
We see this as the future. This will be the first step when you come in. We'll match your iris to your records, and your records will come up.
A record that's impossible to fake.
Now, eventually, a law enforcement officer will be able to use a smartphone and take a picture of someone's eyes or their face, run it through the system, and within seconds have a positive ID, something right now that can take hours.
There it is, folks. Mark my words, this is not going to be used for just criminals. The next step will be enrolling your children into anti-kidnapping programs where they will forever hold your child's biometric data. When we come back, we'll introduce this week's Enemy of the State, answer your questions as we look in the mailbag, but first, take a look at our picture of the week.